continued harassment of the mayor continues, right? And that is what I want to talk about. And I want to call the attention of the international community. Not that they don't know, the international community knows about these things, but it's nice to just, put little touches in there to create a picture so that they can understand, what we're dealing with. Of course, this is why the SLPP, this is what they can't stand, you know, and that's why, I'm going to use the mayor's Twitter page to show you guys exactly why the continued harassment of the mayor at this particular point in time. And it's time, I think, for us to, say enough is enough. You see, when President Joe Biden had the Democracy Summit, this was the very reason why he did not invite President BO. And also, organizations like, the MCC, as an example, these are all institutions that should actually protect, citizens of Sierra Leone. Unfortunately, the MCC has aided and abated in the continued, bastardization of our constitution and the bastardization of our democracy. So I think these are all things we have to put center and forward, because when you continue to give a government that has been violating the human rights of Sierra Leoneans, 90 percentile scores when it comes to ruling justly, which is democratic rights. And of course, you can divide democratic rights into political rights and civil liberties. So this is the letter right here that I want to, first of all, put on the screen so everybody sees. This was when this whole thing started. But what led to this letter, right? That is the fundamental question. And that is the first part of my life that I'm going to start. So I'm going to show this video of a young man named Ice-T. What he said is a counselor. I've forgotten what his real name is, but he is currently being detained. So it's very crucial for everybody to understand that Ice-T is being detained. But this was the letter from the CID inviting the mayor. The mayor, first of all, she was voted for. She has more votes than President BO and that of every, elected person in Freetown as a whole. She was voted for. A lordship, the mayor. That is why she's referred to as the lordship mayor. She's been harassed for the past 4 years. You would ask, say, Brian, where's the parliament? Where are the parliamentarians? Where are the leaders of the opposition? Where are they to help and, make sure they mitigate this level of harassment and torment against the mayor? And this government talks about women's empowerment and all of that, but they constantly have been going after women, arresting, beating up women. I can name names. But like I said, this video, this live is straight to the point. So let me share the video that landed Ice-T, behind bars. And watch this video. This was what Ice-T said. And then I'm going to play a series of other videos of what the SLPP in opposition, what they said, and how it is Ice-T's democratic right. Section 25 of the Constitution makes it very clear that you have the protections to your freedoms of expression and the media. But watch this video.
They use diplomatic approach for talk to Freetonians. But some of us will use the radical approach for talk to Freetonians. I want to let the central government and each and every one of us sitting here and the world know say we are elected authorities. We get the power for pull 1,000 manpower from with various words and match the streets of Freetown. We cause unrest in Freetown. We're able to do it. But the mayor, I say this, but they go to a point where sometimes we have to differ from the mayor. For pull people in a treat and ready for say, we're ready for anything we go come behind that. We're ready for the consequences. We're ready for anything we go happen behind that. Because you know go all the way to ransom because of political indifferences, because of political gains where you want to forget. So we pass the message to Freetonians and the world for let them know say we are more than prepared, we are more than ready, and we're ready for take the bull by the horn. If we complain them, they no idea to them. We go do waiting something necessary or bloody. And we are ready. Politician, you want foot for dinner jail, you want foot dinner do. So we're ready.
And that is how you fight to protect the democracy, guys. That is how you fight to protect the democracy. And again, nothing that this guy said is wrong. Because to stand up against dictators, totalitarians, and authoritarians, you have to, as a politician, especially in opposition, to ensure that you stand up to defend the rights of your citizens. And that is what the councillor was doing. He's an elected member of the Freetown City Council. So he has a right to protect his citizens, which is what he was doing. But before I even go any further, now listen to what these guys were saying in opposition, because I want to paint a picture so you guys can see where we came from. Again, the mayor is being harassed. She's being harassed Because when she was on her way to the United Nations Summit last month in September, alongside her was Mr. Ice-T, who was a councillor, an elected official of the Freetown City Council. He was arrested at the airport.
I'm back in the airport, and I'm here without Councillor Ice-T. My flight is boarding, our flight is boarding, and I'm having to get on without him. And I am definitely concerned about the closure of the democratic space in my country. I am definitely concerned that there isn't a warrant, that there wasn't any notice, that Ice-T, my councillor, I know because we've had discussions, had absolutely nothing to do with anything. He's been told he's being held in relation to 10th of August demonstrations, but the councillor has nothing to do with it, and today is the 18th, 17th of September. Why would this be done? Why would he be at the airport? He's been in his community, about to board a flight, be called to immigration, only to have him arrested, and arrested without a warrant? Arrested without a warrant? I'm actually exhausted by what is going on. I am the mayor of Freetown. I'm here to do my job. I don't feel that we should be in a situation where people are afraid to move, to speak, to travel. I'm not afraid to speak because I know I'm speaking the truth. This is wrong.
But listen to what Lawrence Lima said back during the days of former President Nkrumah, and he was not arrested, right in a TV station. I want you to listen to this and see exactly where we're going, because I want you guys to have a better understanding of what we're talking about. But Lawrence Lima was inferring that the military should step up and protect the constitution, which means take over power from the government. Listen to this. He was not arrested. Listen to this.
It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution. And let me come, yes, let me come, please. Let me
So guys, I'm creating a picture. I'm painting the picture because I want everybody to see. I want Ambassador David Reimer to see this. You know, Miss Lisa Chesney, European Union. You know, everybody, right? UK and Sierra Leone, all of the international partners out there. MCC, you know, the president of the MCC, the vice president of the MCC, Mr. Mahmoud Ba, all of these people. I want them to see exactly what we're talking about, so you guys can have a clear picture of what we're dealing with. Indehi Fatou Cissé in Freetown, Sierra Leone. She is the Sierra Leone rep for the MCC there. These people have been sitting there watching all of these things unfolding. But again, that was Lawrence Lima. Now listen to President Bio. What President Bio was saying whilst he was in opposition.
What will be the consequences for the country if that will happen, if the elections will be really postponed?
Very dire consequences, as you know. We are all set. We've been preparing for this for the past 5 years, and everything is set. We have international observers here. Quite a lot of money has been spent for this particular occasion, and we see no reason why it should be postponed. The only reason that is there is because the president wants to postpone. But we have the constitution, and there is no reason why it should not be held on the 27th. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security. I will not hesitate to call the people of this. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for. I didn't fight for democracy alone. This whole nation fought for it. And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for.
Now, you know, guys, while I'm playing that, I want you to listen to what Ice-T said. I want you to listen to what the councillor said for why. And that is the reason why they arrested this man and locked him up. He's currently detained behind bars. Listen to what he said and tell me if it's any different from what President Bio now, this President Bio now said, what he said back when he was in opposition. Listen to Ice-T and tell me what he said if it was wrong. Listen to.
They use diplomatic approach for talk to Freetonians, but some of us will use the radical approach for talk to Freetonians. I want for let the central government and each and every one of us sitting here and the world know say we are elected authorities. We get the power for pull 1,000 manpower from with various words and match the streets of Freetown. We cause unrest now Freetown. We able to do it. But the mayor and say this. But we they go to a point where sometimes we have to differ from the mayor. For pull people in a treat and ready for say we're ready for anything we go come behind that. We're ready for the consequences. We're ready for anything we go happen behind that. Because you know go all the way to ransom because of political indifferences, because of political gains so you won't forget. So we pass the message to Freetonians and the world for let them know say we are more than prepared, we are more than ready, and we're ready for take the bull by the horn. If we complain them, they no idea to them, we will do waiting something necessary or bloody. And we are ready. Politician, you want foot for dinner jail, you want foot dinner do. So we're ready.
What will be the consequences for the country?
It should not be held on the 27th. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for. I didn't fight for democracy alone. This whole nation fought for it. And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained.
Guys, I don't have to make these things up, right? This is clear. This is very simple. It is straightforward. Again, for the international community, I know you would have to find translators to translate what Brother Ice-T said. But it's basically saying the same thing Marabio said, that he will not hesitate to call his people out because we have to fight to protect this democracy. He said, I did not fight for this democracy alone. So I will not hesitate to bring the people out to stand up for this democracy. Was he arrested? The answer is no. So you see, guys, these are the things. This is why people like myself are on social media. You see, the mayor has been harassed for so long. But listen to this other guy, SLPP, UK and I. Listen to it.
Former Chairman Bachelor was saying it. We aren't going to be complacent. We've not got it yet. In my local language, they say in Mende, be a hoy badebe fue. Okay? We don't have the bad in our hands, so we can't say we've held it. That's a direct translation. Okay? So we haven't got the bad in our hand yet. We've seen the bird. We've had sight of the bird. And oh boy, we're going to catch it. We're going to catch it. We've got plans for catching that bird. And that bird is State House and the Houses of Parliament. Come 2018, no matter what APC is going to do, we are ready to fight. And you know what? I, Mohammed Yongao, chairman of SLPP UKI region, stand with our current national PRO when he made a proclamation. If APC declare war, we they endorse him.
Yes.
We they endorse him. I stand with him. I stand with him. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? They said, if you can't stand the heat, don't go into the kitchen. And you know, sometimes when I tell my parents and I tell my wife,
What will be the consequences for the country if that will happen, if the elections will be really postponed?
Very dire consequences, as you know. We are all set. We've been preparing for this for the past 5 years, and everything is set. We have international observers here. Quite a lot of money has been spent for this particular occasion, and we see no reason why it should be postponed. The only reason that is there is because the president wants it postponed. But we have the Constitution, and there is no reason why it should not be held on the 27th. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for. I didn't fight for democracy alone. This whole nation fought for it. And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained.
It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution. And let me come, yes, let me come, please. It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution. And let me come, yes, let me come, please. It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution.
Guys, I'm not making these things up. The harassment of Mayor Yvonne Akisoya needs to stop. Fighting for the people every day, but this government continues to harass this mayor to the point where our lawyers have to be writing letters. Look at the last time when they kept harassing the heck out of the mayor. Look at the letter they had to write on behalf of our lawyers and all of that stuff. Guys, this is nonsense. This has to stop. When is enough going to be enough? Where are, the Bar Association? Where are, all of these journalists and, all of these people, the stakeholders, civil society organizations, when are they going to say enough is enough? This harassment of the mayor should stop. When is that going to happen? Guys, these are the things we're talking about. I'm not making up this stuff. Enough is enough. Mayor Ivona Kisoya does not deserve to be harassed by Parliament, harassed by CID, harassed by President Bio, harassed by the police, harassed at the airport. She does not deserve that. She deserves better. We're in a democracy in this 24th century. She deserves better.